Okay, I would like to call to order the regular council meeting of April 13th, 2020. Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Here.
Sensi.
Here.
Council Magno.
Here.
Gibbons.
Here.
Hannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Mowry.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
We have 9 members of council present this evening. During the pandemic, as we've advertised on social media and via Swift Reach call, we are doing tonight's meeting remotely, and we'll still doing all of our meetings remotely until we're able to get back together again as a regular council.
Mr. Moore.
Mr. Harrison.
For some reason, you're getting a rest. I don't know what happened, but go ahead.
Okay. I would like to turn to chair announcements. We have no chair announcements for tonight's meeting. At this time, I would like to turn to the library director's report and our librarian, Christine McIntosh.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to let you know that the library is closed at least through May 4th under the order of the Office of Commonwealth Library. Our book returns have been removed and placed inside the library, so we're asking that you please hang on to any library materials that you may have. Keep them at your house. The due dates for any materials has been extended countywide through May 15th. No fines will be accumulated during our closure. You can follow us on Facebook, where we have some virtual programming going on, including book recommendations daily, story time. Some of the youth programs are being done virtually, and we also have links to our electronic resources. While you can't check anything out from the library right now, all of the ebooks, e-audio books, music, videos, and magazines are available through the eLibrary webpage, which is off of the library's main webpage at bethelparklibrary.org. Because of the closure, our Yinzer's Happy Hour that was to be held this Friday, April 24th, has been canceled. We're going to try to reschedule that for the summer. However, we still have going on a gift card fundraiser. So during the closure, we'd like to support small businesses in the area. So if you are able to purchase a gift card from a local business online, you can mail it to or drop it off at EV True Value Hardware. Just keep checking our webpage or our Facebook feed for updates to see if indeed we will be opening May 4th or if we're instructed otherwise. Otherwise, stay home and stay healthy. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. At this time, can we turn to the police chief's report and Chief O'Connor?
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I just want to point out that the police department, we are functioning every day, 24/7. We will respond to emergency calls such as accidents, domestic violence, cases, alarms, overdoses, all those kind of calls that it takes an emergency response. We will be there for you. Non-emergencies such as reports like frauds and some thefts, we will have an officer call and take the report over the phone. So we'll try and settle some non-emergency things over the phone so we don't have to have a response if we don't have to. But the officers are all equipped with their protective gear, masks, gloves. We have hand sanitizers and wipes. So we will be out there every day checking neighborhoods, checking businesses that are open, businesses that are closed. So I just want you to keep the officers in your thoughts and prayers, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much, Chief O'Connor. At this time, I would like to turn to the Fire Chief report and Chief Gerber.
Hi there. For the month of March, the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Department ran 35 calls in the month of March. 2 structure fires, 2 motor vehicle accidents with fluid cleanup, 7 good intent calls, 3 electrical conditions, 4 CO calls, and 17 fire alarms, totaling 35 calls for the month. In the last month or so here, we'd like to say thanks to some of the residents. 2 weeks ago or so, maybe just 1 week, I forget, a week and a half, I guess. We asked some of the residents when the president, the governor asked people to start wearing masks. We asked some of the residents if they could make us some of the homemade masks. We have gotten probably 30 of those or so at this point for the public safety people and some of the folks up at the municipality. We appreciate everybody who made masks. At this point, you can still, if you're still looking to donate or making masks and you're looking to donate, you can still drop them off up at the community center between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday during the food drive. They're taking them up there. They'll get them to us. We'll get them passed out to who needs them and stuff. We'd also like to thank the Moonshine place down on Library Road on 88th, down in the south end of town by King School Road. They donated several cases of hand sanitizer. I know to the police department, the fire department, and I would think EMS got some also. We'd like to thank them also for their generous contribution. We just want also, as Chief O'Connor said, we as the fire department would like to let everybody know that we are still here and protecting the residents 24/7. We've changed a few of our operational procedures also. On our end, there's nobody at the fire station at any given time unless there's an emergency right now. You won't find anybody hanging out. We've canceled, obviously, all tours of the station. Any fire prevention details and stuff that we've had, all that stuff is canceled right now from our end of things. And also, like the police, if we get fire alarms in the past, you have always gotten somebody to show up, whether it was a chief or one of the line officers, to come and check and make sure everything was good. If you have a fire alarm, we get canceled from the alarm company with a good code. Just for social distancing purposes, we will not be showing up. If you've canceled us, we're staying away at this point for your safety and ours. We'd like to ensure the safety of the firefighters, safety of all residents of Bethel Park. As I said, we're doing our part to try and stay social distance from everybody and staying away to keep our folks healthy and safe, as well as the residents. We'd just like to say to everyone out there, we know that things are tough right now. We will make it through this in these trying times. I just want to say from all of us at the Bethel Park Fire Department and all of your Bethel Park firefighters, as well as all the public safety personnel here in Bethel Park, we want everyone out there to know that we're here for you, and if you need anything, we will do what we can for you. With that, that's all we have tonight.
Thank you very much, Chief Gerber. At this time, can I turn to the mayor's report and Mayor Allen?
Thank you, Mr. Mowry. First, I want to thank all the residents of Bethel Park for following the guidelines for social distancing, as well as staying in their houses as much as possible. We will get through this in the near future. The municipality established a helpline that's answered Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. by the municipal staff. And this will continue as long as we are in the state of emergency. The number is 412-851-2778. And if your call is not answered, please leave a message and someone will return your call. I also wanted to extend a thank you to the community for your generous donations to our community food bank. Because of you, SHIM, Meals on Wheels, Operation Troop Appreciation, the South Hills Assembly of God, and the Black Hawk Relief Fund are able to assist people in need. Donations can still be dropped off at the community center Monday through Friday between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And they can also be dropped off 24/7 at the Assembly of God. There are garbage cans in front of the church. I want to send a special thank you to Mr. Mowry for helping put the Easter dinner drive along with the groups that I mentioned before. Because of them, they were able to obtain 100 dinners that were sent to people, shut-ins, yesterday, Easter. And a special thank you to Elle's Cafe. Rod has been there for us. He prepared the food yesterday, as well as he does a couple days a week with the Black Hawk Relief Fund and Assembly of God to deliver those meals. And at this time, their municipality has closed all its parks until further notice. That includes not only the large parks, but also the neighborhood parks. You can check our website daily for community news, information on COVID-19, scheduled events, and special announcements. And as always, please check on your elderly neighbors to see if they need any assistance. Please continue to stay positive. We'll come through this experience stronger and more resilient than ever before. And as always, stay indoors, use social distancing, and remember, we're one day closer to the end. Every day we get one more day closer to the end. And please be safe, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. At this time, can we turn to the approval of the minutes? And Mr. Hannan.
I move that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting on Monday, March 9th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Hannan, second by Ms. Gibbons, that we approve the meeting minutes from the regular council meeting of Monday, March 9th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion to approve the council meeting minutes of March 9th, 2020 has been approved, 9-0. At this time, I would like to turn to the approval of the bills and payrolls, and Mr. Hannan.
I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 041320 for $1,559,894.21.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Hannan and second by Ms. Gibbons that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 041320 for $1,559,894.21. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion to approve the bills and payrolls has been approved, 9-0. At this time, I would like to turn to the resident comment section for non-agenda items. We requested in our advertisements that if you had any questions or had any comments, that you email them in to the municipality. And at this time, I would like to turn to Mr. Christian. And can you read the comments that have been turned into the municipality?
Yes, sir. There are two comments that were emailed in from two separate residents. The first resident is named Marie Hale, who lives on Highland Circle. Her comment is, "Dear Bethel Council, please reconsider options to have this Monday's meeting on April 13 at 7:30 p.m. via telephone town hall format instead of live streaming on Facebook and Bethel Park cable television. Residents of Bethel Park who do not have availability to live stream Facebook and cable TV can have access via telephone with the telephone town hall format, which local Senator Pam Iovino recently used. This way, a more thorough attendance at the next meeting will be possible and some won't be left out, as will be the case otherwise. Thank you." The second comment is from Mr. David Craig Yasko from 5705 Wilson Drive, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Mr. Yasko says, "There are a few things more fearful to me than this virus, and that is the emergence of a police state. We see it happening in other localities. A young driver here in our own state harassed by police for simply driving her car. A former state trooper arrested for playing ball with his daughter. A parking lot outside of a church turned into a revenue-making scheme by their own police department. Talk about shooting fish in a barrel. I would sincerely hope that none of us here in Bethel Park need clutter our minds at this time with threats of Gestapo-style tactics or neighbors emerging like Hitler brown shirts out of the woodwork, reporting family members or others on their own street."
Okay, at this time, I would like to turn to General Policy and Finance and Mr. McLean.
Thank you, Mr. President. First item under General Policy and Finance is Resolution R4-13-20A, Extension of Declaration of Disaster Emergency. I move that we approve Resolution R4-13-20A, ratifying the extension of Declaration of Disaster Emergency.
Second.
There is a motion by Mr. McLean and second by Ms. Gibbons that we approve Resolution R4-13-20A, ratifying the extension of the Declaration of Disaster Emergency. At this time, could I ask Mr. Christian to give a brief overview of what this is?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mowry. In a nutshell, this resolution provides for the extension of the emergency declaration, which was initially signed by the mayor on April 9th, 2020. This declaration enables the municipality to be capable of applying for both PEMA and FEMA funding and potential reimbursements, as we are currently tracking all expenditures of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. Are there any discussion from council? Mr. Christian, can you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Cannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Mowry.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
Next item under General Policy and Finance is approval of retirement of Dean Cristiano. I move that we amend the drop pension entry date for Officer Dean Cristiano from March 1, 2020 to April 1, 2020 in order to comply with the national retirement provision of the Uniformed Pension Plan and the requirements of the drop pension provision.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McLean and second by Ms. Gibbons that we amend the drop pension entry date for Officer Dean Cristiano from March 1st, 2020 to April 1st, 2020 in order to comply with the normal retirement provision of the Uniform Pension Plan and the requirements of the drop pension provision. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Lowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
There are no further agenda items under General Policy and Finance.
Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Health, Safety, and Welfare and Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Mr. Mowry. There's only one item tonight on health, safety, and welfare. Resolution number R41320B, disposition of records. I move that we adopt resolution R41320B for the disposition of public safety records in accordance with the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Society regulations.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. O'Brien and second by Mr. Hannan that we adopt resolution R4-13-20B for the disposition of public safety records in accordance with the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Society regulations. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Lowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. Mowry, there are no other items under health, safety, and welfare.
Do we have any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Planning and Zoning and Ms. Gibbons?
Willow Terrace Security Reduction Request. I move that we approve the security reduction request for Willow Terrace Development in the amount of $55,554 for the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Gibbons, second by Dr. Campbell, that we approve the security reduction request for the Willow Terrace development in the amount of $55,554 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Hearing none, Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Lowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
No.
Motion passes 8-1. Ms. Gibbons.
Application number 2020-0076 Bethel Pines subdivision. I move that we approve application number 2020-0076, Bethel Pines subdivision, major subdivision, Demare Drive, in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 6, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Gibbons and seconded by Dr. Campbell that we approve application number 2020-0076, Bethel Pines subdivision, major subdivision, Demare Drive, in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 6th, 2020. There is no change to the original subdivision or plan that was approved by council several months ago. What this change does incorporates a small parcel of land that the developer has acquired from Allegheny County into the whole site plan, so to complete their total property acquisition. So nothing has changed. A small lot along Bethel Church has been added to this overall subdivision. Is there any other discussion from council? Hearing none, Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Pensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Ms. Gibbons.
Resolution R4-13-20C GEDTF grant application. I move that we approve Resolution R4-13-20C in order to apply for the GEDTF grant to use the splash pad at Park Avenue.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Gibbons and second by Dr. Campbell that we approve Resolution R4-13-20C in order to apply for the GEDTF grant to use for the splash pad at Park Avenue. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Pensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Ms. Gibbons.
There are no additional items under planning and zoning.
Are there any additional items from council? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. Consul Magno?
Yes, Mr. Murray. The first item is McMurray Road grading permit extension. I move that we extend the grading permit 2 months to finish the grading in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consul Magno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we extend the grading permit 2 months to finish the grading in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Pensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consul Magno.
Second item is 2020 storm sewer repair project. I move that we approve Roto-Rooter for the 2020 storm sewer repair contract in the amount of $431,265 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consul Magno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we approve Roto-Rooter for the 2020 storm sewer repair contract in the amount of $431,265 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated March 17th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Hensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consul Magno.
2020 roads paving projects. We have three motions here. The first, I move that we approve Independent Enterprises for the Frederica Drive Sidewalk and Paving Project in the amount of $146,535 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consul Magno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we approve Independence Enterprises for the Frederica Drive Sidewalk and Paving Project in the amount of $146,535 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Hensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consul Magno.
The second motion is I move that we approve Telegraphist Landscape LLC for the 2020 road project landscaping in the amount of $26,400 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consul Magno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we approve Telegraphist Landscape LLC for the 2020 road project landscaping in the amount of $26,400 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Hensy,
Yes.
Council Magno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consul Magno.
The third motion is I move that we reject all bids for the 2020 road program and recommend that staff rebid the project.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consul Magno, seconded by Mr. McLean, that we reject all bids for the 2020 road program and recommend that staff rebid the project. Mr. Consul Magno, could you give us a brief overview of what that is?
Certainly. We're projecting a shortfall in the revenue in 2020 and rebidding the road program to make it a more scalable with the start of a lower base bid. And then we'll add roads as an option once we see where we stand financially.
Thank you, Mr. Consolmagno. Are there any other discussions from council? Hearing none, Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Consolmagno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consolmagno.
2020 sanitary sewer repair projects. We have three motions. The first one, I move that we approve the manhole rehabilitation project to State Pipe Services in the amount of $89,400 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consolmagno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we approve the manhole rehabilitation project to State Pipe Services in the amount of $89,400 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell,
Yes.
Sensi,
Yes.
Consolmagno,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannan,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consolmagno.
Second motion is I move that we approve the sanitary sewer lining project to Insight Pipe Contracting in the amount of $358,635 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consolmagno and seconded by Mr. McLean that we approve the sanitary sewer lining project to Insight Pipe Contracting in the amount of $358,635 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Sensi,
Yes.
Mr. Consolmagno,
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons,
Yes.
Mr. Hannan,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. McLean,
Yes.
Mowry,
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consolmagno, you're on overtime tonight.
The third and final motion is I move that we approve the sanitary sewer repair project to Roto-Rooter Services in the amount of $234,265 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Consolmagno, seconded by Mr. McLean, that we approve the sanitary sewer repair project to Roto-Rooter Services in the amount of $234,265 in accordance with the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated April 8th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Campbell,
Yes.
Mr. Sensi,
Yes.
Mr. Consolmagno,
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons,
Yes.
Mr. Hannan,
Yes.
Mr. Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. McLean,
Yes.
Mr. Mowry,
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consolmagno.
There are no further items under Public Works and Maintenance.
Thank you, Mr. Consolmagno. Are there any additional items from council?
Mr.
Mr.
just wanna-
Consolmagno.
I just wanted to comment and thank Lawrence for, I thought this format tonight, I think it went off without a hitch, and, appreciate him putting this together and taking the time, and nice job, Lawrence.
Thanks to Lawrence and the entire staff. And I will say one thing that I learned tonight is that I have a mute button for Mr. O'Brien. And I think that's why the meeting went so smooth. But I just want to thank everybody and to everybody in Bethel Park. Stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay home. We're going to continue to do these live meetings as long as we have the lockdown order in place. And hopefully we're going to get better at doing these as time goes on, but hopefully it's not going to be much more time.
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Harrison.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank Paul Patacco for the help that he gave us, and particularly that he gave me. Thank you very much, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Patacco, for your support, and for everybody in the municipality for everything they've done over the last few months under these trying times. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in
Second.
favor? Good night, everyone.